Welcome to the SportsBros Podcast, featuring the almighty B Live, the money man Scottie D, and your host, the head of creative Eddie Cool. The SportsBros Podcast, by the fan, for the fan, talking sports just the way you like it. And without any further ado, let's give it up for the Sports Bros. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. We smoking on that Joe Burrah. Smoking on that Joe Burrah. Yeah. Well, we're not smoking on that Joe Burrah. We're over here having fun at the SportsBros Podcast because this is your favorite sports podcast, none other than the SportsBros Podcast. We got a lot going on, so I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to get into it. World, introducing first the almighty B Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Oh, it is amongst us. We are mere days away from Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs versus the Eagles, and I cannot wait. I'm going to get fat. I'm most likely going to get drunk. That's what you do. Watch a lot of commercials, talk trash, wish my Panthers were there, NFL Network. Why you decided to put the Broncos versus the Panthers Super Bowl on the other day just to piss me off. That's my bad. My bad. I know you got to highlight the past Super Bowls and blah blah. It's okay. It's okay. Things are looking up for my Panthers. We got a new defensive coordinator. And I can ramble on, but you got to fit in the other guy. Go ahead and introduce the other guy, and let him sing to us if he has a song on his heart. Yes, sir.
They still should have kept Steve Wilkes. And the other guy, he is the assistant athletic director at the Trinity High School, and also the HLLIC, which stands for the head lunch lady in charge. None other than the one, the only, the money man, Scottie D.
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. Oh, I love me some Miley.
I knew it.
I love but did you guys see the 50th anniversary hip hop of the Grammys on Sunday night? It was fantastic. It was great. It was great.
I heard everybody was on stage. You know, I do that thing called work, so, you know, I don't be doing stuff. So
it was awesome.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. So you're watching the Grammys. Is that what you're saying? You
watched that. I watched that part of it, yeah. I didn't watch the whole show because there's a lot of weirdness goes on in the Grammys. A lot of goofy stuff, like so women wearing flower dresses made out of flowers, and Shania Twain looked like Dr. Seuss. I mean, it was weird stuff, but they said they were celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop, so I did make it a point to watch that, and it was excellent. It was really good.
Is this the Music Bros podcast? I didn't know we changed our name. Like, so you didn't watch the Pro Bowl? You didn't watch NASCAR?
I didn't. No Pro Bowl, no NHL skills contests, no NASCAR. I did watch Duke, North Carolina. I did watch that. I watched a little bit of college basketball. But guys, I tell you what, I'm playing injured here. I was injured all weekend. First of all, I had a bad back last week because I turned 50 and got old, and that's what happens when you get that. But also, I got a sty in my eye that's working its way out. It's like a little white ball. It's like I got a Chinese spy balloon on my eyelid at the moment. It's very painful. So it was even hard for me to watch anything over the weekend. But anyway, I digress.
All you got to do for that balloon, all you got to do is go travel back to Myrtle Beach. They'll handle that balloon for you.
They will. Yeah. Myrtle Beach handled that spy balloon, did they not?
God almighty, what is going on? Eddie Cool, Amtrak this thing because we are way off course.
All right, let's see.
Way off course.
Let's see. We got Grammy talk out the way. Me doing my Pat Mahomes Sr., Joe Burrow impersonation out the way. And just like everybody else, we managed to squeeze in the Chinese spy balloon, a.k.a. the weather balloon. We're going to do something different. Fellas, guess what time it is?
Whoa, already?
At the beginning? We're going to do it at the beginning?
Here comes the wrench. Here comes Rich. We're going to do something different. I'm glad you asked. It is time once again for our favorite portion of the show. It is the choices of the voices. And with that being said, hey, yo, button, hit it. It's early, but hit it. Choices of the voices coming right at you.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Once again, thank you to the wonderful and
ever
so lovely Miss Button for introducing our favorite portion of the show. You guessed it, the choices of the voices. You're probably thinking, well, did Eddie somehow, some way mix up the choices of the voices in the top of the order and he hit send and didn't go back? No. This was pre-planned, and we was like, you know what? Let's do something different, because with it being the Super Bowl, it fits with the show, the beginning of the show. With that being said, Scottie D, what's the topic for this week's choices of the voices?
Wow, we just simply asked you, our fans, our friends, our followers, to predict the outcome of the Super Bowl this week, and a handful of you did it. You were able to narrow it down to either Eagles and Chiefs. Eddie, what did the people say?
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Rambus Evans, he says the Chiefs. All right, he says the Kansas City Chiefs. Mark Old says, I'm picking the Eagles to win because I won't be rooting for them. So I won't be rooting for them, so they will win. Boy, what? Anyway.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, Scottie D, did you say something about that as well?
Yeah, I think I might use that. I might have to root for it, because the last 3 playoff games I've watched, I rooted for the team that lost. So, doesn't bode well for the Chiefs.
All right, you gotta love it. All right, we got Trina. Well done. See what I did there? She's rooting for the Chiefs, and she's rooting for Andy Reid, who's going to his 4th Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right.
Good for old Andy.
Yeah, good old Andy. I'm glad he finally won one, because he was much more deserving of it. All right, we got Tom Wynn. He said if the Eagles don't cripple the quarterback like the last game, the Chiefs. All right. Okay. Brian Lovell, he says Eagles. Bad matchup for the Chiefs. The NFL is boring, and it should be the Bengals versus the Eagles. Eagles. Gotcha. Fly, Eagles, fly. All right. Our very own Hall of Famer Uncle Max says the Eagles, they are the more complete team. Both their defensive and offensive line will put them over the top. I also think that Jalen Hurts will add a dimension to the game that the Chiefs can't defend. Very interessante, Uncle Max.
I want to say something to Uncle Max, because there's been a lot of chatter online about Jalen Hurts. And a lot of fans, especially Oklahoma fans, are disputing the fact that he has Alabama ties, because this was at the infancy of the transfer portal, and he transferred from Alabama because Nick Saban picked Tua Tagovailoa over him, won the championship, blah, blah, blah. So Uncle Max, he has an affinity for Jalen Hurts because he did go to Alabama. But can Alabama still claim Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts I believe he did get a degree from Alabama before he transferred. So there's a lot of things to factor in there. But I was just wanted to point that out, that there's a lot of chatter about that, especially between Alabama and Oklahoma fans. So interesting.
That's going to be very funny. All right. We got Craig Burns. He says, not rooting for either team. I'm just happy that one of those teams will lose, AKA he don't give a damn. All right. Penalty boxes. You didn't pick a team. Tony Bogan says the Chiefs. Pat the Magician Mahomes will find a way once again. Rodney Bellamy said Chiefs. Hurts ain't ready. All right. Then we got Joe Max Baker. He says Chiefs will win narrowly. The Eagles struggled to put the Niners away without a quarterback, and the Chiefs have the pedigree. Next year, the Eagles will be tough. Right now, they haven't played a high enough level to compete with this seasoned Chiefs team. All right, so he's picking the Chiefs, but he says it'll be the Eagles next year. Yeah,
okay,
right? Hey, he might be onto something. Smooth JR, you know what he says? You already know my pick, the Eagles. Yep, and we'll never hear the end of it, son. Never hear the end of it. Let's see. Brian Lovell, did he come back again? I think he did.
Okay, he commented on. We had it on 2 different sites. Scott does it on his personal page, and then he commented also on our family page. So either way, he's picking the Eagles because he's the NFL is boring, blah blah blah, and he hates this game. And still, Eagles Bengals were a better matchup. Yep. All right. Cool.
Yeah, we got it the first time, champ. All right. Randy Martin, he said Eagles for Terry.
Right. I just want to mention. I'll mention that real quick for Terry. A very good friend of mine here in the Fayetteville area. Terry Faircloth. He actually passed away a couple of weeks ago. He very near and dear to the community. He's a diehard Eagles fan, and so that was the sort of more of a dedication. So, Randy,
condolences on that.
Yep, all the way around. Condolences all the way around.
That was my dude. Part of Cape Beard is a charity function here in Fayetteville that literally a bunch of guys with just extremely long beards for no reason, but no, it's a very good charity here in Fayetteville, Cape Beard, for any of our listeners, if you want to contribute to them. They do a lot of things for veterans and kids in the area and everything like that. So for Terry Faircloth, man, we missed you, brother.
Our condolences to you, Terry, and shout out to Fayetteville for showing up here on the Sportsbros Podcast. With that being said, Cleveland, where you at? Lorraine, where you at? Washington, Pennsylvania, where you at? Laurel River, Brooksville, where you at? Come on now. Don't let them out, do you? Like my mom said, you ain't gonna let them out, do you? I just might, mom, because I ain't that competitive. All right, moving right along. We got Ramon James. He says, greetings. I have no dog in the matchup. He said he got no fight in the dog, and the dog no fight. He said, but I guess I would lean towards Philly. So Jalen Hurts gets one. I do like Pat Mahomes' father smoking that Joe Burrah. Yeah. Smoking that Joe Burrah interview. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this on the air, and I don't care. I might get canceled.
Here we go.
There's no way anybody. Come on now. We've all seen Patrick Mahomes II, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is light-skinned.
Yeah, light-skinned.
And race relations, I don't care. His lovely, white, beautiful family, they light-skinned and white-skinned and all of that. His dad, there's no way his mother is also white. There's no way you would have pictured or heard Pat Mahomes Sr. There's no way you could have pictured that. That dude is country black. Professional baseball player too, mind you, but he might have smoked the one dude that ain't smoked him. I mean, they're smoking on that Joe Burrow. I said, oh my, I was like, yo, that is one of them uncles I put a carburetor on.
he be sitting there, boy, bring that car down here, boy. You got to bring that car down here. Bring me a pack of cools. Are you smoking on? Oh, you smoking on that Joe Burrah? Bring me some of that Joe Burrah. Yeah, he reminds me of a shade tree mechanic back home. He don't know nothing else, but he'll do it. Damn it, he'll fix your car for next to nothing. I told you about taking your car to NTB. They're gonna find all kind of stuff. I'm gonna give you what you need. Boy, look at this hell damn daddy.
I'm telling you, man.
all that fun stuff. All right. We got Jeffrey Lewis. He says, hi, everyone. As much as I like to get Philadelphia, I think Kansas City has the super team mentally, and excited to see everyone show up. And last but not least, I talked to him this morning. Reese Jenkins, he says the Kansas City Chiefs. He said, I can't go against Patrick Mahomes, and I can't stand Eagles fans. The last time I met an Eagles fan, we were dancing on the dance floor, and she wound up in the walls of Jericho in the middle of the dance floor.
What?
He said, he said that. He said that. And I remember that night, B-Line. We were there. I was 3 sheets in a pillowcase in the wind, but I remember that night. We were there. He was dancing with the girl. Next thing you know, I blinked. He had her in a wrestling move, and then he had her in the walls of Jericho. And I'm like, I'm not that drunk. I'm not that drunk. I can't be that drunk.
You know what? They have a saying: don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. I'm gonna leave that smooth, clean alone. All right, cool. Oh my Lord. All right. I was there, I guess.
Oh, you were there.
But I really wasn't there. I guess I was faded.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Like I said, I was 3 sheets, a king size comforter, and a pillowcase in the wind. Gone. I'm surprised I remember that. But anyway, go ahead.
For any of our listeners that have grown up with this, the early to mid 2000s for your boy and the HOC were interesting to say the least. Boy, Scottie D, how did you even put up with us? Because I know we were a handful.
Because the red cup I was drinking out of was not soft drinks. That's it.
But you were not talking about when you were working.
Right. Yes. I was hosting karaoke. I was working, drinking a red cup that appeared to be Coca-Cola, but was not.
Exclusive. We got this.
That's how you survive karaoke nights. And they get long. So
especially those bad karaoke nights where some people gonna say about yeah, you can.
Just to let y'all know, that's how I survive my karaoke nights now.
No doubt.
Oh boy, is this a conductor? Yeah.
All right, let's talk about sports, guys. Let's get back to it.
We are way off the rails, but the reason why we decided to do the choices of the voices beforehand is because that is our lead topic of the top of the order. It is the Super Bowl 57, and we want to hear from the people first, and then we're going to chime in with our answers. I think that's how we want. Yeah. That's how we want to do it. Scottie D.
That's how we're doing. Yeah, that's how we're doing it here.
You with the man with the master plan. Talk to us.
Who you guys?
Well, the Eagles look awfully good in their last couple games, so I'm picking the Chiefs. Well, the Eagles, they played really good against a Giants team that was not able to beat them out of 3 attempts. And they beat a San Francisco team that didn't have anybody on the roster capable of throwing the ball forward. They couldn't complete a forward pass. They had nobody. It was a depleted team. So Philly, I think, has not really been tested. And I go back and I look at the Philly schedule, and I don't see a whole lot on there when it comes to beating good teams. The best teams they beat were Detroit, and that was week 1 before. Remember Detroit at one point was like 1-7. They were terrible out of the gate. Jacksonville they beat in week 4. They were terrible at the beginning of the season. They got better down the stretch. They beat the Cowboys in week 6 with Cooper Rush playing quarterback. Listen, I'm not saying that the Eagles aren't good. You're not going to be in the Super Bowl by not being good. I just don't know that they've been tested and pushed, whereas this Kansas City group collectively has throughout the years. They have a couple, they have some weak wins on their schedule this year as well, but a battle against the Bengals was pretty impressive to get out of there with that win. And they've been to the Super Bowl twice before, this group. A big part of them, the core. The most important one has, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And I think that the Eagles defense will keep this game close, but if it's close coming down the wire, I have to bet on Patrick Mahomes. I just do. I think him and Kelsey, as proven in that Buffalo game last year, when the score was like 102-100 or whatever it was, those guys with the game on the line can just really elevate to a point that the Eagles have not experienced before. That's what I think. If the Eagles win this game by 30 points, I'd probably be a little bit surprised. But I won't be surprised if the Eagles win. But if I have to pick, and I do because that's our show, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes in a close game, and that's how I am. That's the route I have to go. Be live, talk to me.
This is the way I'm gonna go at it. I'm gonna go a different route because I feel like at the end of the day, both teams have they deserve to be here. The Eagles were the best team in the best division, all year. So
They were the
I'm
best
giving,
NFC team. They really were the best NFC team.
and also you can't really discount the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Redskins, no name football team commander Piglets. Can't really discount them that much. Here's where I'm going to say I'm going to lean with the Eagles, and here's why. Kansas City is going to be outside of Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes is going to be throwing the ball to Justin Watson. Okay, I understand you don't know who that is. Maybe.
Ooh.
Exactly. Sky Moore, he's your kickoff specialist. And third on the depth chart is a guy by the name of Ty Freifogel. Who? He's just on their depth chart. I don't know if he's actually going to be suiting up, but yeah, there's a strong possibility. McCole Hardman's already been scratched. He's on the IR. Kadarius Toney is questionable, and Juju Smith-Schuster is also questionable. Make sure
if those guys are questionable, they're playing. It's a Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be 100%. They're also
who is this time of year? There got to be defensive guys that are not 100% either on the Eagles. I mean,
and Patrick Mahomes is not 100%.
True.
And the Eagles lead the league in sacks. This could easily be Chiefs Buccaneers, where Patrick Mahomes was running for his life, and he can't even run that well on a bum leg. It could easily be that. And I think that's where it's going to be. Patrick Mahomes has a way; he's magical, but I don't see it. I really don't.
I agree with all that. You could be. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if you're right. You're right. His weapons are down a little bit too, and he's injured. I agree with that as well.
They just reactivated Clyde Edwards-Helaire from injured reserve, so he will be there he'll be suiting up for the Super Bowl. But every indication shows that he's not 100% either. But they're scraping. They're literally scraping at this point. So I just think it's just a little too much to overcome. I think the Eagles are hungry. I guarantee you there will be a lot of blitzing.
But are we overlooking the Chiefs' defense though?
But it's not necessarily overlooking them. But I just think that
we're not factoring them in as much. It seems like the main factor everyone's talking about is Eagles' defense against Chiefs' offense. But is the Chiefs' defense better than we're giving them credit for? I mean, they held Cincinnati down pretty well a couple weeks ago, and Cincinnati just put 40 on the board nearly against Buffalo the week before that. That's a pretty good offensively stacked team in Cincinnati, and they scored 20 or whatever it was. It was low. It was a low scoring game.
And that's what I said. This Super Bowl most likely will be a low scoring affair. We're going to be watching some commercials, getting a few chuckles in, and be like, "Come on, I need a big play." But at the end, I think it's just a little bit too much for the Chiefs to overcome. I think Philly, Uncle Matt said it well. I think offensive defensive lines for Philly are better than the offensive defensive lines of Kansas City, and that's where it's won. It's won in the trenches. I'm going with the Eagles as much as I do not ever want to agree with J.R. Smooth the Star Walker. This is me being non-biased right now. I wouldn't mind if they lost because Eagles fans are terrible, but I digress. I'm being practical right now. So I'm going Eagles. I'm going Eagles by 10. Eagles by 10.
Oh, a significant number, double digits.
Eagles by 10. That leaves me, the host.
Break the tie, Eddie Cool. Break the tie.
I'm going to have to say the Kansas City Chiefs because I don't want to say like experience because it wasn't too long ago that the Eagles were in the Super Bowl. So, but as far as like performing under pressure, I would have to say, you got to lean towards Patrick Mahomes. And also, what I've been telling people all week long, they say, Eddie, who you pick and why? Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill, to Miami, right? the names you mentioned earlier for wide receivers. Let's check out Sky Moore for a second because he's a rookie and he just got here. Juju Smith-Schuster, who they turned loose in Pittsburgh. Marquez Valdez, I want to catch it. I don't want to catch it. Oh, my God, I'm by myself Scantling. And then they picked up Kadarius Toney. So to work with that all throughout the season to get to the Super Bowl, man, I'm going to have to lean towards Kansas City because if he did that with three, average wide receivers, Travis Kelce with a bad back and on one foot, I'm going to have to roll the Chiefs, man. I'm going to have to roll the Chiefs. And I'm just looking on the Beach Report just now, and speaking of one of those wide receivers, Kadarius Toney, he says he's definitely in for the Super Bowl. According to Beach Report, Kadarius Toney, with an ankle injury, say he will suit up for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday.
Like Scottie D said, of course, questionable means they're playing.
Yeah.
Questionable also means that they're not 100%.
Yeah.
You can have all the feelings and all the emotions in the world, but if you can't step on that ankle and run your routes like you want to,
yeah.
Timing
if only there was
everything.
some medicine, some kind of shot or something they could give just to numb it up for maybe 3 or 4 hours on Sunday. That's all you really need. Hopefully somebody thinks of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that tent is going to be put into use.
Yeah, heavy use. So shout out to everybody for their participation in this week's Choices of the Voices. Scottie D, what's on tap for next week?
All right, we're working backwards this week. So next week, I'm going to ask you, and this is going to segue into our next topic. What athlete, either currently or at some point in the past, did you just get sick of? Got sick of seeing their mug and all their drama on TV, and I think you guys know where I'm going with this next guy who was in the news once again this past week, and for some reason was given his way once again. So that's going to give us something to talk about next week. You might want to talk about the guy we're about to talk about, or we can move on to some other dramatic athletes who you get sick of hearing about. But that's what we're going to talk about next week. And Eddie, who do you think we're going to talk about right now?
Well, after we come back from this little small break, we're going to talk about the newest member of the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving. And from the looks of it, B-Live as I'm looking at B-Live, he can't see me. He looks like he's chomping at the bit. He looks like he has a lot to say. With that being said, Choice of the Voices next week. Coming right up, Kyrie, Dallas. He's going to get one of those Southside Shag haircuts. I can see it now. Matter of fact, somebody just sent me a meme. We'll be right back here at the SportsBros Podcast. Back at you again here at the SportsBros Podcast. This be your boy, Eddie Cool. And before we left, we mentioned about players that you can't stand, that you're tired of hearing. You don't give a damn. It don't make a damn bit of difference. B-Live kind of rolled his eyes earlier. And gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive right into it. That damn Kyrie Irving is gone. He's going to Dallas. He got traded. He finally got what he wanted after playing some pretty decent basketball, and then the Nets not being able to come to a deal. He said, you know what? I want to go elsewhere. All right, fellas. So B-Live, I'm going to start with you first. Winners and losers of the trade, who won, who got hoes? Do you really give a damn? What's your thoughts?
All right, let's start with a couple things here real quick. Winners of this trade, of course, I'm going to go ahead and put out there is the Brooklyn Nets. They're finally done with this charade. They ain't got to deal with even trying to sign them back or anything like that. They got some key pieces, and they'll be able to build in the future as well. I think that they weren't going to win it all anyway. They were doing well, but it's Boston and Milwaukee, and even Philly. They're just the cream of the crop right now. So let's just throw it out there. Just get rid of it. He wanted out, and they got some pieces for him. Losers of this, the Mavericks. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like, let's start first of all. Do you just take a wild guess? out of everybody that plays basketball in the NBA, who handles the ball the most? Who has the ball in their hand the most?
Point guard.
But I don't know. I'm talking about the player that holds the ball the most. This has been tracked. The player that holds the ball the most out of all of the players in the NBA. Take a wild guess. There are context clues.
Is Kyrie not the answer?
Kyrie is not the answer.
Then I would say LeBron.
Nope. Luka Doncic. He holds the ball the most out of all the players in the NBA.
This is going to work out great.
Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. What? Who thought this was a good idea? Kyrie Irving has not, nor has he ever been an off-the-ball type of player, and you think he's going to start doing it now? Not only did they send away draft picks from 27 and 29, like 2029, the kid that they're going to get drafted for the Brooklyn Nets, the kid's in middle school right now, but it's okay. That's how these draft picks work. But unprotected draft picks, and you do realize that Kyrie Irving isn't signed after this year, right?
Yep, they said it was kind of like a wait and see deal. So
you trade away your future for somebody that you're not even sure is going to be there next year? Makes zero sense whatsoever. You cannot depend on Kyrie Irving. Like, he wasn't happy in Cleveland winning championships with LeBron. He wasn't happy in Boston being the leader of the team with all of that talent. And now he's not happy in Brooklyn with arguably one of the greatest pure scorers the game has ever seen in Kevin Durant. And they're playing well.
They're one of the best teams in the league since the beginning of December. They've been one of the best teams in the NBA.
I don't get it. I know exactly why. I know exactly why he did it. It's because Brooklyn said to Kyrie Irving, and what every other NBA executive should say to Kyrie Irving, we don't trust you to sign you after this year.
Yep.
We don't trust you. So, when I tell you, ever since you let me know about this Scottie D, I'm like, there's got somebody tell me something. Why is this a thing? And why did Dallas jump for this opportunity? And on top of that, just the fallout from it, Kevin Durant has to be just like, dude, I came over here because I had James Harden and Kyrie Irving coming. Now it's just him. Spencer Dinwiddie is actually a really good ball player, so I'm actually interested to see that and see how he comes up. I want to see that. I think addition by subtraction may work out in Brooklyn's favor. But the one that I love the most, the one that is in his field is a lot of people's greatest of all time, the GOAT LeBron James. Maybe it's me. You know why? It is you, LeBron, because you leveraged the Lakers' future. And Rob Pelinka allowed you to do it. Kept trading off pick after pick after pick, young player after young player after young player, to get Anthony, oh my God, my neck, my back, my neck and my back, my ankle and my kneecap at AARP, Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. Like, you sent all of your young talent. You leveraged the Lakers' future, and now they didn't even have the picks to even say, oh man, we want Kyrie. And LeBron James finally tweeted and finally realized and is in his feelings, maybe it's me. Yes, LeBron, it is you. You held the Lakers hostage, and now their future is just done. Like, you can play your heart out and heart of hearts out. You have no supporting cast. You have no depth. You're bottom of the barrel. You did this, LeBron. I'm sorry. You did this, and you finally realized it. I could go on for days. So let me go ahead. Scottie D, I know you have a lot to say about it. You brought it up.
Well, now that you brought that part of the topic up, I'm going to slightly disagree on that because I don't think I don't think saying it was me, it must be me, whatever it was that LeBron tweeted, is the reason why Kyrie didn't end up there. I heard I heard one thing actually, was that the owners of Brooklyn didn't want to send him there because that's where he wanted to go. So they said the Lakers were offering a similarly competitive package of 2 first-round picks. But I think it's not LeBron. I think it's Westbrook. I think Kevin Durant may have stepped in and said, don't you dare bring that dude back to me. I left Oklahoma City, where I was beloved, to get away from that dude. Kind of like a wife, it's a matter of husband. You ever want to see me naked again? You ain't doing this. Durant may say, you ever want to see me wearing this uniform again? You better not even think about bringing Westbrook back. But
I can see that.
There could have been some rumblings about that, and Kevin Durant's an ultra sensitive guy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I bet money, and I heard that too, where they don't want Kyrie to be happy, so they're not going to give him his trade request to the team he wants to go to. I agree, and I love when top executives are petty. That is pure pettiness, and I love it because Kyrie Irving does not deserve. He has put Brooklyn through hell.
That's the thing. He got exactly what he wanted. He wanted to go to Brooklyn and be the star and pair up with Durant, and they gave him that. And then they gave him a coach, and he said, well, we're going to kind of let him be part of this. We're going to kind of coach ourselves. Remember that? Whenever Nash first got to town, it's like, well, he's going to be in on the decision-making process. Like, he's not really the coach. And then he just didn't show up a couple times, and he'd be upset about a social issue and decide not to go to work. And then he was constantly hurt, and there was the anti-Semitic remarks. It's just always something with this guy. It's always drama. From Dallas's perspective, I think they felt, let's roll the dice. It's worth shelling on a pick if we can go all in and get a title this year. And if we don't like the way things are going, maybe the risk was worth the reward. I don't know. Mark Cuban's a pretty smart businessman, but I think he's also desperate to get another title back in Dallas. It's a huge price to pay if you extend him. Now, I don't know if maybe they had some type of agreement saying there is going to be an extension in place, but I wouldn't extend this dude. No, how? This guy,
not even close.
A guy of this talent should have the entire league knocking on the door to try to get him into town. And that's really not how they said. There was like 3 teams that wanted him. And those teams all had a little bit of leverage because if you're the Lakers trying to get him, you have LeBron, and Kyrie has already said, I messed up when I left Cleveland to go on my own. I should have stuck with LeBron. He's already said that. So that might be the one person he could play with and have a little hint of humility, possibly, maybe. But the fact is, this team, like I said, they had one of the top 3 records in the league from beginning of December till last week. It seemed like things were finally paying off. They were gelling, and all of a sudden, this guy who might be one of the worst teammates of all time comes out. Now he wants traded from the team that he went there to in the first place. And you know what? Brooklyn didn't bat an eye. They said, yup. I don't care if we've been that good in the last 2 months. Yup. Here you go. Give me a couple picks and take him.
I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. I thought nobody wanted him, but no, they would just shoot.
I thought Brooklyn was going to call. Very quick. I thought Brooklyn was going to call his bluff. I thought that this was going to be more of a, I want extended. I want more money. And if you're not going to give it to me, trade me by the deadline. That's kind of what I thought. I thought this was more of a posturing move when I first heard this. I did not expect Brooklyn to jump at the chance, and they jumped quick.
I think it's smart for the Nets. Addition by subtraction. They get picks. They got 2 quality players that they can do some damage. I don't think, again, it's one of those things where they didn't have a championship caliber team to start with. So let's get some picks. Durant will still be there. He's still got 3 more years in his contract. Durant is still gonna ball. And now it's just a matter is just put a couple pieces, get a little draft pick here, get some youth behind it, and see what they can do. It's still a little bit of an uphill battle. But Dallas, what do you think? In rolling the dice, give Lucas something, I guess. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they play together. They're still not going to win the title. This is just
window dressing, a put on, a what the hell's going on? Oh, I got some news for you, fellas. While we were recording our first segment of Choices and Voices of the SportsBros Podcast, KD's teammate, Cam Thomas, a few nights ago, he went for 44 points. Guess what he did tonight? He went for 47 points tonight.
Oh. Yep. Dude, we don't need you, bro.
So the babies are growing fangs out there, and there's another monster to bite. And hey, good. You know, I hope this works out for everybody except Kyrie. I do.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, every time I turn around, I'm just over here like, what? It's always like, how can I'm going to go ahead and put this on gallery view because I want y'all to see this. You know, we have our groups of friends and people that we deal with, you know, on a regular basis. There's always that one friend or that one person that you know, it never fails. They always have something going on. It is, it's like you look like, man, it is always something with you.
I was like, how do you always, how do you create? You have to create some of these scenarios. Yeah. Like, they just don't happen. You created it. My bad. Yeah, Eddie Cool, you absolutely right about that.
He's exhausting. He's exhausting. And that's what we're going to talk about for Choices of the Voices next week. Other guys that are like this, we're like throwing our hands up because we know this dude's talented. We know he's fantastic. He's exhausting. I'm sick of him. All right.
It's I don't know who's more exhausting, him or a possible answer on the Choice of the Voices, Antonio Brown. Did you see his latest thing now? Always something. Apparently, I saw some on Instagram. You know, I don't know how true it is. Apparently, he said James Harrison was wearing a helmet that was loaded, and James Harrison gave me CTE. Oh Lord, for the love of God, Antonio!
Are you talking about his own teammate?
Yes.
I almost cussed for real. He is dangerous. The AB is dangerously close. But Kyrie Irving absolutely is the newest addition to my penalty box. Permanent. When it comes to my penalty box is permanent. And I don't name them, but I'm going to name them just for the viewers so they know. Robert Kraft, permanent penalty box. Urban Meyer, permanent penalty box. Kyrie Irving, permanent penalty box. Sick of you. Don't want to talk about you anymore. Those three that shall not be named. There it is.
So I'm thinking that Kanye West, Antonio Brown, and Kyrie Irving, they should all be friends. Because at least, you know, who are they gonna blame for their downfall? You said this, you said that. Hey, you know what? You all said it, damage, you all did it. Like three nutbags. It's like every time I turn around, it's always something like it's what's the old sign at work? It's like days without an incident. 0.
Just erase it. Here we go again.
Hey, it's gonna get to the point. Just take the damn board down because it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Be Live. You were on LeBron James 38K March drive. Matter of fact, shout out to Be Live for those awesome graphics. I was thoroughly entertained. So Be Live, we had 36 points.
36, and I believe they're headed it'll be Tuesday the 7th. Let me see who they face. I think it's OKC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you said OKC.
Was it OKC? I believe I didn't make. I believe it's OKC. Let me get my life together. 36 points left to catch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So LeBron James, right now ain't the time for you to be doing all this crying, bruh. Because he also posted, he posted something else. I can't even remember at this point in time because he getting on my nerves too. Like you're literally about to have the all-time scoring record. There is a whole host of fans that consider you the greatest basketball player of all. You know what it was? You know what he was crying about this time?
What was he? Oh,
man,
what?
Man, I wish I could do regular things like go to Target and do all these other things. This is gonna be a public service announcement. I understand that at the end of the day, we all bleed red. We are all human beings. I'm gonna say this as loud as I possibly can. I wish I had your talent and your ability. And just, I understand more money, more problems, but just get it. You know what? I'll help you out with that, bro. You just say, I will put my Cash App, the $, the almighty be live. If you want to come off of that, since all of this money and fame is burdening you. I promise you, I will help you with that. Jesus. He's literally, like, here's the thing. I can understand this mode of thought and everything during the beginning of the season. I can understand that because still haven't gotten there. But you're literally, the entire world is watching you right now. I get it. It may be a little bit overwhelming. But dude, you're literally about to be the highest scoring basketball player in the NBA history. It's LeBron James. Go, yeah, all of that stuff. Like, I don't understand.
He wishes he could go to Target.
He wish he could just go walk and do normal things without being approached and stuff like that. And
I wish I could star in Space Jam too.
We
all have wishes.
Just come on, like,
I just wish I had a commercial.
Like, dude,
I wish I could take my talents to South Beach.
That's what I'm saying. Put the phone down. Put it down until at least when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has even swallowed his pride and was like, yo, I'm going to be there. Because he does not like LeBron. Just let it be out there. He does not like his antics. And I can see why. LeBron, just, man. I want to believe in you. Like, sometimes I want to make an argument for you being the greatest of all time. Because people say I'm hating. And I be hating all the time because I say Jordan is the greatest of all time. But you keep doing stuff like this, and I'm like, dude, you're making the argument for me, bro. Dude, just come on. You've done great, amazing, wonderful things. Like, I don't think he's going to pass Kareem at OKC. So the next game will be against Milwaukee. So I don't know. Maybe he makes it happen. I have no idea at this point in time. But LeBron, just stop. Just put social media down for the next couple of days.
Yeah. I
guarantee you there's enough people around you that will cover your every step. You don't have to. We don't, like, it's one of those things. There may be people out there, woe is LeBron. He's going through so much. It's such a tragedy. And we are big advocates for mental health, but maybe, just maybe, this is not, it can't possibly be helping your mental health by tweeting about your feelings. I know there's a therapist. There's something, dude, talk it out with your therapist behind closed doors, come back out, ball out, get this record, and then after you get this record, maybe some will come off of you. You won't make the playoffs. We'll still talk trash about you. It is what it is. Just retire. And people won't really talk about you that much. But now you want to play with your son. You've already destroyed the Lakers franchise. My bad. You know what? Be live. Bring it back in.
Be live is good. We got an epic ass Be Live rant going on right now. Be Live, I appreciate that rant. I'm not gonna lie.
It's irritating. It is very irritating to see, like, and because it's one of those. I understand. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for him to handle. I get it.
It's pressure. Yeah. I look at it like this. That's why you don't post every damn thing on social media. All right, go find your therapist, go talk to your couch, go do something. Or you know what? You could be like Scottie D and talk to your couch and tell one of your friends, and then you come up with a podcast. It's like this. Right, Scottie D? Ain't it how it all came about?
That's pretty much the truth. Yeah.
Scottie D said, hey, He said these couch cushions aren't talking back. Oh my God, Scott, I'm scared. I am scared. What are you gonna say, Scottie D?
So, you guys know I've been a lifelong Laker fan, and you also know that I am not the biggest LeBron fan, and my Laker fandom has been a little bit watered down the last couple of years due to I've told you this before. The current NBA product to me isn't as fun with all the 3-point shooting and the constant traveling and such. So. But I have to take a step back and look at what LeBron's about to do. First of all, I think on Tuesday night, LeBron's getting this record. I think he's going to put it to bed just because he really wants to. I think he wants to get that goal, achieve that goal at home, and it's attainable. I mean, if there was something, was it like 3 weeks ago, where LeBron was playing, and I forget who he was playing. Forgive me for botching this story, but I know that there was one team that he had not scored. It was either 40 or 50 points against. I think it was 40 points.
It was the Clippers. 40 points. It was the Clippers. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he got it that night when they played him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like he set out to do that because a thing was made about it. Like, I had no idea that happened.
Yeah.
That was going on until that morning. I saw on ESPN. And then the next day I saw LeBron got the 40. So he achieved that goal. And I think part of the Tuesday night deal is I think he's going to want to achieve that. He's going to he might go for 40. I think he's going to be ultra focused. The crowd's going to be buzzing. Like you said, Kareem will probably be there. The media is going to be hot. I think he's going to want to do that rather than drag it out. So I think it's going to be a classic LeBron scoring fest game. Once he hits that mark, I don't think anybody's ever catching him. I think this is a record that I at one point thought was out of reach. I thought maybe the mailman has an outside chance of it. Karl Malone got to second, but he never really got all the way into Kareem's neighborhood. To me, I'm astounded because I watched LeBron from the beginning of his career. I remember watching him in high school, and going back to the 80s, I watched Kareem play his final season. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar means a lot more to me than LeBron James does. So seeing a Lakers all-time record being broken by another Laker, there is a lot of significance to that. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his name always kind of get pushed back a little bit when it comes to the greatest of all time discussion, because he was a big man, didn't have the flash and flare of a Jordan or a Kobe or some of these, or LeBron, some of these other guys. But you could always point to that and say, yeah, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored more points than anybody. He's the all-time scoring leader. And now that's going to be gone. In LeBron's defense, I have given him a hard time. The guy has never been really a problem per se as far as legal trouble, or he's always been a charitable guy. He's been somebody you can look up to and respect. And with him, it is what it is. When you're that good, when you're that great, you're going to be ridiculed. There's always going to be people that are going to hate you or find things wrong with you and magnify those things. So having said all that, I actually think this is a really, really significant thing, a very cool thing to see happen in our lifetime, especially for me, having been a Kareem fan and now watching this guy's entire career. And I don't think we're going to see that again. LeBron started when he was, 18 years old? Yeah. And now you're not even getting that anymore. The guys coming out of high school now have to play a year in college or overseas or whatever. And for LeBron to be that healthy to achieve that, and he still has some tread on the tire, he's going to put this record so far out of sight, no one's ever going to sniff it again. And to that, I have to say, I got to give the guy some respect and love for doing that. And I hope on Tuesday night, I see him get to do it.
If you don't see it on Tuesday night, 10 o'clock on TNT against Oklahoma City, you will have a chance to see it Thursday night at home against Milwaukee Bucks on TNT.
Yeah, it's going down within the next 2 games. But
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. But I agree with you, Scottie D. When you put in that perspective that 36 points, you could see it, you could reach it.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's almost in. Ferdo, don't jump on my back when I say this. It's almost like the Kobe Bryant's last game. Yes. It was one of those things. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball. They're going to get him the ball. They're almost going to force it to happen, which is that I know that's going to be just I know that's probably weighing on him and all this. He's going to have the point record and everything like that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was really, really good, both in college and the pros. For him, like that skyhook was unstoppable, literally unstoppable. But it's one of those things that this doesn't take away from Kareem's greatness. He still also has 6 titles, and even though he's not discussed in a lot of the GOAT talk, he still is my GOAT. I mentioned MJ a lot and everything like that, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar overall, college and pro, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 9 titles, mind you. Like UCLA was ridiculous. 3 straight titles, college, then comes in pros and does it his rookie season, and then his last. Like
he's probably the greatest college player of all time.
Yeah. That's why.
And imagine this, Be Live, if Kareem had been in this era, LeBron would probably be 3 or 4 years away from catching him because they'd have been doing that in the pros rather than in college for 3 or 4 years.
Yep. Man, oh man. So Scottie D's always there to put things back in perspective for me. So I appreciate that. LeBron, I apologize, but quit crying. Quit crying, man. All right. I'll go to Target for you. Just send me your black Amex card. I'll go to Target for you. I will do all you like. You can live vicariously through me. That's what we're gonna do, LeBron. You can live vicariously through me, bro. Hey, I'll take some of your money. I will hire some people to follow me all the way through with cameras and everything, paparazzi. And you know what? I'll even go to the barber and get my hair cut about 3-4 inches back to emulate your.
Do that. Don't do that to yourself. Oh man, let me get this.
Speaking from experience over there.
Oh boy, let me get this thing back on the track. All right. And with that being said, that was a great segment, fellas, talking about LeBron James and everything that he got going on. Coming up next, we're finna get the hell up out of here. It's gonna be a round of pepper coming right at you, right here on the Sports Bros Podcast.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
All right, you heard the woman. It's time for us to get what I call the hell up out of here and go home. But before we go, a round of pepper. You know how we do it. 3 topics, rapid fire style, kind of sort of not really, here to engage, enlighten, educate, and entertain. Scrape that grinder, get that grinder together. The pepper grinder, that is. I see where your mind's at. You got dirty minds out there, all right? And I'll go first. On this day in history, back in 2010, all right? I forgot the number of the Super Bowl, but it's XLIV. Was that 54? It's going to be 54 today, all right? In Sun Life Stadium, Miami Gardens in Miami, Florida, the Saints beat the Colts 31-17, and Drew Brees is the MVP. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Super Bowl where Prince was singing Purple Rain and it rained, right? Was that Super Bowl?
That was let's see. 2010 Saints. I have to look that one up.
I'm almost certain. Because I remember it rained. It rained.
Because 2009, that was when Katrina hit and everything. That's what made the Saints win the Super Bowl.
That was 05. Katrina was 05.
Okay.
Yeah, 05.
And which one? Okay. You know what? Pay me no attention. I don't know.
Yeah, 2010. All right. So it was a pretty good game. Devin Hester returned a punt. Return the kickoff, and it was Rex Grossman's only Super Bowl. And everybody knows that Rex Grossman did not lead the Bears to the Super Bowl. It was that defense. Over to you, Scottie D.
Bears and Colts. That was the one that was in New York, I believe. The only cold weather outdoor Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. Bears and Colts.
Yep. Never gonna do that again.
Shouldn't have been done in the first place, honestly.
Right.
Nope.
We didn't mention this because it happened a little over a week ago, but what was the name of that, Eddie? What was the name of the quarterback for the Buccaneers that just retired?
Tom Edward Patrick Jackson Burrah Mahoney James Lawson, Buble, Marriott, Nemo, Saul.
And anywho,
that guy. I'm running out
that
of
guy. Okay. Well, he retired last week, and there was a lot of debate on whether he really meant it this time or not, because it was making fun because he had done it before, and did he really going to retire? And the answer is he is finally retired for good, and I can tell you the reason why. Tom Brady figured out that he could not beat the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs.
Oh, dear sweet mother, no, we're not doing
and
that.
If you can't beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, why keep going?
No.
The Cowboys cannot beat anybody in the playoffs except Tom Brady. So why bother sticking around for that? If the Cowboys can't beat Brock Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo, but they can beat Tom Brady, time to ride from the sunset. Be live. Over to you.
We made it through the podcast. I believe we made it through the podcast without mentioning the Cowboys. I think.
We ain't done yet. We got another bullet in the chamber. So go ahead and do what you got to do.
How is it possible?
Because I'm still burning up over here. I'm bubbling right now. Go ahead, be live.
We mentioned the Lakers. I thought that would satisfy him at least.
New York Yankees. Go ahead, be live.
There's one more team, be live. There's one more team.
Yes, man. All right. We were talking about people that irritated the crap out of us earlier, just for their antics and things on, off the field, court, et cetera, et cetera. It's not too late, though. It's not too late, and I need somebody to reach out to him. Ja Morant. Please, this is my first pepper point.
Yeah, what'd he do?
Yeah, what'd he do? Yeah, I saw. Yeah, what'd he do?
Please let that life go. If your dudes, if your brothers, if your homeboys, however you want to say, like all of that, if your crew, they still want to live that life, leave them alone. You have 200 million reasons to leave that life alone. What do you have to prove?
Nothing.
Like if you want to live that, if you want to live that life, you want to live that street life, you want to live that bout it life, let me gain access to your bank account, and I can alleviate you of all the reasons for you not to live that life. Why is your peoples threatening the other team out while they're walking to the bus, pointing lasers at them? It's reported now that the NBA has banned some of Ja Morant's friends from arenas because they were outside and they were pointing a gun at Indiana Pacers players and staff. They said there was a laser pointed on them, and after investigating that, it most likely was coming from a gun. It wasn't Ja Morant that was pointing it, but it was the people that he was associated with. Let that go, bruh. You could
ask Ray Lewis.
Let it go. My goodness, like I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't even understand it, and I'm broke. Like I have every reason to go rob somebody right now
and cut up,
and I won't do it. You have 200 million reasons to not live that life.
Don't blow it.
Who are you fronting for? Who are you? What? And whoever you trying to impress, call me up. I will help you out with that. Because you know what? They ain't your people.
Nah.
At all. Let it go, Ja Morant. Please, somebody be a big brother to Ja Morant. I just hear my words. Stop it. Let it go. You got way too much to live for, bro. That ain't it. Ain't it cool? The ball.
All right, with that being said, speaking of the great state of South Carolina, nice little segue there. You like that? You like that? AJ Green formerly of the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. He said, you know what, after 12 years, I'm gonna hang it up. A little quick story, fellas. When I was living in Atlanta and working at the Cheesecake Factory in Alpharetta, this guy and his wife came in and they were sitting on the patio, and they were the only couple on the patio. So I see this man and his son run up to him and talk to him and taking pictures. And I was like, hey man, who are you? Somebody famous? He's like, I'm AJ Green. And I was like, oh, you AJ Green. Okay, because you know, when you see football players, they got their helmets on and everything, right? So anyways, AJ was real nice. Ate like 6 plates of food. His wife was beautiful. Got a big old got the Rock of Gibraltar on her ring finger. It's as big as all outdoors. And AJ was a real nice dude, man. Real nice dude. Yep, he finally decided after 12 years, like, you know what? This is all I got. I ain't got no more. So it's time to hang it up. His last game, fellas, he had 3 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown. His career highlights include his career stats. He caught the ball 727 times, 10,514 yards, and 70 receiving touchdowns. He was the SEC Freshman of the Year back in 2008 because he went to Georgia. Don't know why he went to South Carolina. Anyways, second team All-ACC 2010, second team, first team All-ACC 2008 and 2009, two-time All-American in 2009, 2010, Pro Football Writers Association All-Rookie Team 2011, Pro Bowl 7 times from 2011 to 2017, and a second team All-Pro in 2012 and 2013. AJ Green, time to ride into the sunset and enjoy your life. Over to you, Scottie D.
He was really good. He was very good.
Yeah.
Kind of quiet and underrated for a lot of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a segment I'm going to call the Clown of the Week.
Oh,
I don't know that it's going to be a weekly one, but this inaugural segment called Clown of the Week goes to none other than the owner of America's team, Mr. Jared Jones.
Oh boy.
Because this guy makes a fool out of himself weekly, and he does it by speaking. And usually anything you hear after, I think that's when the nonsense begins. A couple weeks ago, he decided to compare Mike McCarthy to Tom Landry. I mean, right there, I'm giving him a retro clown of the week for having said that 2 weeks ago. But here's what he said the other day when talking about taking risks. He compared the way the Eagles and Rams are doing business about putting everything out there right now and paying for it later, which the Rams absolutely did. But what in the hell is he talking about with the Eagles? That's a young team that's getting kind of built together. They didn't go out and sign a bunch of free agents and mortgage all their draft picks. He didn't even know what he's talking about when it comes to that. And he says he knows how to do that because, as general manager for the last 27 years, you've really done that. You've really emptied the bucket to get the Cowboys over the finish line. And after saying all this stupid stuff about taking risk, and you cut open his heart and you'd see scars from the heart attacks he's had from taking risks. And when he says a lot of that dumb Jerry Jones stuff, he gets to the very end and he says this, because he doesn't want to mortgage everything for just one, possibly of one championship. Yeah, he likes the long term, the big picture. Here's what he says. We have been in the middle here for a few years, but I like where we are right now, more in the middle. So in other words, he doesn't like being at the bottom of the draft where you get all the good picks, or at the top where you hold up trophies. He likes being in the middle, because who would like the Rams must feel really stupid having ridden that trophy around in a parade last year because they may not have been as good the following year or next year. They got a parade, Jera. They got a trophy in the trophy case that's a lot newer than the one you got in 1995. But he likes being in the middle. And that's all you need to know about my agony and misery that's going to continue until this man crosses the Rainbow Bridge. Be Live, over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Money Man Scottie D with your Clown of the Week.
Scottie D's gonna make it on Jerry Jones' obituary. Leave him out.
They gonna let him do the eulogy.
He likes being in the middle, guys. He likes it. He likes.
Man,
like a damn
wow.
like a damn Oreo cookie. I like to be the cream frosted in the middle. Come on, Jerry.
He just wants to be in the middle. Just the middle.
Oh, speaking of mid, my second pepper point. As some may have known, some didn't know, that the NFL Pro Bowl has been transitioned to a flag football game, and I didn't watch it live. I watched highlights. I really don't know half of what's going on. They had 3 games or whatever, and the thing that threw me off was the fact that it was like first and mid, second and mid, third and mid. I'm like, what? And I was about to say this game is mid, as this game is terrible. If y'all don't know that reference, don't worry about it. Take a trip to Colorado and you might learn about that mid. Or California. Second and mid. This game is mid. But no, it gets better when it comes to the Pro Bowl. Because they have statisticians for the Pro Bowl.
Why and for what?
Statisticians.
Yeah. Geno Smith led the way with 239 yards and 5 touchdowns. Tyler Huntley had 192 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins had 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, the aforementioned Cowboys, had 6 catches for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. First of all, the field is cut in half. So why are we tracking this yardage and who's your flag football? Stop it. Stop. Just what they need to do with this Pro Bowl. Now I'm gonna suggest this. They need to put it 2 weeks after the Super Bowl so we can actually like celebrate what these guys have done, and maybe they'll actually want to play, and it'll be a nice little vacation for everybody. Or as opposed to having these quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers that normally play this position, I would love to see a flag football game with the hog mollies, the offensive and defensive linemen playing those positions. Scottie D, we know you're a cynic.
That'd be terrible.
Exactly.
That would not be worth watching.
I would love it, man. What did they say? What did they say on the replacements? You get a fat guy touchdown, you get a fat guy dance. Wake up, man. You tell me. I'm watching that.
Ugh.
But yes, side note. I need to find that petition. Mama Kelsey.
Yeah.
Needs to flip the coin.
Flip it.
She needs to be the coin flipper. Like wearing the double jersey that she normally wears, Travis and Jason Kelsey. And this side note real quick, this is a little pepper. Did you know that Jason Kelsey actually saved Travis Kelsey's college football career?
Really?
Travis Kelsey got kicked off on the team at the University of Cincinnati for smoking some mid. And Jason Kelsey actually petitioned to the coaches to allow him to get back on the team, told the coach that Travis was going to move in with him to keep him away from the trouble that he was getting in.
Wow.
And the rest is history. So that is so that how to see it, lay off the weed until at least it's legal. It's happening. It will happen very soon. But this whole pepper point was about mid, except for Mama Kelsey. Flip the coin. Eddie Cool, the ball.
Mama Kelsey is great. She is absolutely great. All right, my third and final pepper point. I'm talking about me, King Forehead. And yes,
whoa.
I know I get a pop out of somebody. Anyways, it's not our brains, these foreheads. Some of you know, I go to high school basketball games via the radio station, WOBL, WDLW here up in Northeast Ohio, out of Oberlin, Ohio. And I also record footage of, I get some game footage to help out with the social media and everything. And then also provide footage for I-90 Sports. With that being said, this past Friday, I released my first ever, they call it a mixtape. I like to call it a hoop tape, right? A hoop tape. I got some pretty good plays for some pretty good athletes up here in Lorain County and thinking about dropping something this coming Friday too. If you like defense, you might want to tune in to the I-90 hoop tape promo. But not a promo, but I-90 hoop tape, which is gonna be called the Block Party. Shout out to everybody for the support. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and yeah, that's what I got going on. So what I'll do is I'll provide the link where you can watch the first hoop tape and enjoy. Over to you, Scottie D.
Yeah, it was a very good job. We Be Live and I both were commenting on how good a job you did with that. Very nice. You guys got a little bit of creativity going with the that I just don't have because I don't know how to do anything with electronics.
All right.
I even call it electronics. Technology. Electronics drive technology, if I'm honest like it. Anyway. Boy, don't I feel stupid. Anyway, there's been some coaching hires going on in the NFL recently. Brian Flores just went to the Vikings as defensive coordinator. I think he's there a year, 2 tops before he's back in the head coaching chair. Yeah. What's the name from the Texans? D'Amico
Ryans.
Went to the Texans. And a big story broke last week was Sean Payton going to Denver. And Sean Payton and Russell Wilson apparently are not getting off to a great start because
tremendous. This is tremendous.
Sean Payton has already said at a press conference that he doesn't know anything about having stuff go on like Russell Wilson have his own personal quarterback coach, his own personal coaches on the facilities, his own training staff. He said, nope, that's foreign to me. Oh, I love that phrase. That's foreign to me. That sounds like Bill Parcells kind of talk, the tree of which Sean Payton was originally plucked. So let's see how this plays out. You got a broken quarterback, a guy there to fix him, and already it seems like the parts might not be working. So that's an interesting story to watch. Jake Heaps, bad news for you. You, whoever you are, your quarterback coach has no NFL affiliation. You might not be allowed in the facilities next year. Be Live. Take us home.
Wow. That was a beautiful pepper point. I read that. I laughed. I said, oh, this is going to be good. A quick shout out to Ejiro Evero for the Panthers' new defensive coordinator. So we got some things going on. Maybe switching over to a 3-4 base defense in Carolina.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, we'll see how it works out. Yeah. He was the Denver Broncos defense coordinator last season, and they actually offered him the job of head coach at Denver, and he said, "No, I'm good."
I can see my brother. He looking at the whole Russell Wilson situation. I'm not about to hear it this mess. Nope.
I ain't hanging with Jake Heaps next year. No hanging with Jake Heaps.
Nah.
My third and final pepper point. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I did a little research and realized, because this a little backstory to this, that the PGA has a certain dress code where they golfers are actually not allowed to wear shorts in the PGA. That does not stand in live golf. You're actually allowed to wear shorts. There's a guy in particular that took offense to one of the PGA players' attire this week. It's not because he was wearing shorts. They actually are trying to loosen up a little bit. But Phil Mickelson is a little bit upset because he wasn't allowed to wear shorts while he was playing in PGA. But now this guy is allowed to wear skinny jeans and show off. And I quote, I'm going to quote Phil Mickelson's tweet. I'm just going to go ahead and quote. The tour doesn't allow shorts, but does allow this week's leader to wear joggers with ankle socks, showing 4 inches of ankle.
That's a great point.
I'm no fashion guy, never will be, but there are some things I won't ever understand. So I looked at the picture, and when he says joggers with ankle socks, and we're talking about Sam Ryder, he's wearing skinny jeans.
And he did look stupid to Phil's point. I was watching it. He did look stupid.
I I said he is 4. I've never heard of it being 4 inches of ankle. We used to call them high waters back in the day. We call them high. We call them So Phil Mickelson was like, yo, so you allowing them to wear high waters? You can wear skinny jeans. Is that what we doing? We wearing skinny jeans down on the beach.
With a pair of high waters on. What the hell?
I know I'm old. I know I'm older. There's new fashion, new trends, whatever. Somebody, any one of our listeners, you know what? Maybe I'll ask Hunter. Is Hunter going to be on the show next week? Maybe he'll understand.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Hunter on here next week. Yeah.
I don't like, my ankles are ashy, bro. Like, it's like, there's a lot. I go through it. I go through a bottle of cocoa butter of like, I probably go through 2 bottles a month. Like, this, I got ankles in my Achilles tendon right now. Like, I just cut my hand rubbing my Achilles tendon. Like, I need them things to be covered. Like, why is this? What is we? I don't understand it. I need all that to be covered. You got picked on at school for having your ankles out. Now it's fashion. Now, the article said fashion forward. He was wearing some fashion forward jeans.
What the hell is going on?
He looks stupid. He looks stupid.
Oh, Eddie Cooper, yes, sir. Phil Mickelson basically said what we all wanted to say. He's like, why he got his ankles out? What is this?
Oh, well, I got a pair of those sweatpants that's cuffed at the bottom, but mine look cool though. They look cool. They don't show they don't show 2/3 of an inch of heel bone or none of that. So they don't do anything as far as that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another action-packed episode of the Sports Bros Podcast. I don't know what the hell to say about the last 3 minutes, but you'll love it. It'll probably be on YouTube, and that'll be another reason for you to listen to the Sports Bros Podcast. We're on social media. Check out the links, everything, so forth and so such. And in closing, do something nice for yourself, and if you can, do something nice for someone else. They'll greatly appreciate it now more than ever. Be a blessing, not a burden. Ladies and gentlemen, cats, dogs, porcupine babies. This has been another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast. Be live. Take us home.
Yes, sir. I'd rather wear John Daly's pants than to wear some nut hugger freaking skinny jeans with my ankle out. My bad.
His pants are dope. Well, just don't be like, well, whatever you do, just don't be like Tom Brady on Instagram posting thirst trap pictures in his drawers. Like,
I didn't need to know that.
I'm just saying, just don't do that. Y'all take care. See y'all. SportsBros Podcast. We're out.
We out for real.
Yeah.
Send help.
Bye, y'all. Hey, it's Eddie Cool here from the Sports Bros Podcast. And do you want some more of the Sports Bros Podcast in your life? Wait a minute, don't answer that. The answer is yes. And I know you want some more of the Sports Bros Podcast in your life. Do us a small favor. Go to the description box, click our Linktree link, and you'll see all the links on how to follow the Sports Bros Podcast. Once again, thanks for listening.